Good morning, A-Bird Freedom fam, and welcome to another Coffee and a Whiteboard. But today's Coffee and a Whiteboard might be a little bit spicy for some, might be a little boring for others. So if your feelings get hurt easily, I'm going to need you to pack up your tissues and move on out. If you want to learn how I think and how I utilize context in content and comments to better serve my customers, hang around. There might be something that can assist you. I am not an expert. This is just simply, like I said, it's a guy, some coffee, and a whiteboard, and some markers. What the hell? Let's get to it. So utilizing context in content and comments. Okay, content is more than just YouTube videos. Comments are more than just somebody beating on a keyboard. For me, the content could be a conversation I have in my shop with a customer about an item that either they have or one that they're considering buying. Whew. Point number one is the what. The what. What is the conversation or the video about? Ooh. Sometimes I'm guilty of it too. We all are. We start watching that video and the guy up there hooking and jabbing, using his words, slicing and dicing, says some shit that we don't like. Boom! We are now jumping to the why. We have a reaction comment. Do we hang around for the what? So what is the what? The what could be as simple as, I'll use a video of my example, the Sig P320 controversy. I have a couple videos up. I've tried to remain as neutral as possible. I am simply gathering comments and content to utilize for context to assist my customers when they ask me about it. So I did a video I called Sig. This is what they told me. This is where they directed me. Great. I also did a video where I asked a couple questions of Sig owners. That was the what. What is your plan with your P320? The why. This was the reaction comments. And this was very important to me because some people actually explained why they're parking their pistols in a safe, or why they're selling them, or why they really don't care because they've done every test that they can possibly do and they're okay. That's important. Everybody has a different opinion, a different way to get there, and a different outcome. Then there is the fight. Whew. These are the comments where you're crazy, nobody can prove that, blah, whoopty, 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 I love my Sig, you suck. Okay, great, whatever. That's the blame. That's the I'm better than you. That's great. Those comments are great too because it also gives me an idea of where more people stand on both sides of the topic. So I can appreciate that. If I can acknowledge, number 4, and that's why it's in multicolors, if I can acknowledge your point of view without throwing in my frustration and without throwing in my pushback, this allows for your comment to be read by more other people other than just myself. I will acknowledge, I will thank you for your thoughts, your experiences, what you have to say. I honestly do appreciate it, good, bad, indifferent, or otherwise. Because I can keep the frustration out of it. And we're all frustrated. Okay? There's a lot of lacking transparency and everything else. And the pushback. The pushback is where you've now turned off your ears and you've opened your mouth. The funny thing is when you turn off your ears, which is another sense, and you open your mouth to make noise, sometimes your brain disconnects with your ears. You are now just jibber-jabbering, banging keyboards, just to disturb and cause trouble, and now you've fallen back into the fight, and now I'm better. Okay. So the hard one is to acknowledge. I have actually had customers to my face, as well as in comment sections when I'm testing a piece of equipment, say an optic. Okay, and I'm so far getting good results, but maybe they own a few of them, and they're like, those things are trash. And I'm like, oh, obviously my current experiences are different. I'm going to proceed with testing, and then later, hopefully, if that customer still has another one of those optics in question, I'm hoping to get my hands on it because I want to compare it to see, did they upgrade? Let's get back on topic, context. And that's what I just did. I just used the customer's comment that was not exactly great. It showed me frustration. It pushed back on my outcomes. Didn't say I'm better. That customer would not do that. Very humble gentleman. Actually one of my favorite customers. But I have to acknowledge that. Is this product possibly going to come up with an issue during testing or later? That's why I want to go back to the what. That'll be the optic in question. The why is the reaction to the comment. Why is he having that experience? So, yeah, it's long-winded. And no, I'm not saying that if you're in my comments and you're telling me I'm wrong, that I have something against you. I don't care. Some people just take it a little bit too far. But this is why I did a handful of videos on the Sig P320. And this is also so that I can say thank you to everybody that commented on those videos. Good, bad, or indifferent. You shared your experiences. I actually have some I shared with you. But more importantly, I make a point to thank everybody for their comments so that everybody can make their own informed decisions, just like I take this information and I utilize it face-to-face in my shop with customers when they are looking at something. I can't test every product, but I can gauge where the masses are by utilizing context, what was going on, the what, the why, but the biggest one, acknowledge. So let's acknowledge that comments and content and context can actually lead to a conversation that will lead to a community outcome and lead to quantitative results. So for today, that's the coffee, this is the guy, that's the whiteboard, context and comments and content. I'd be curious to see if any of this made sense to you, or if any of this maybe you experienced. If you've experienced this, either good, bad, or indifferent, go ahead, jump down in the comments. I'm going to give it to you. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. It's all what we got to do to keep that algorithm going. If you like the coffee, a guy in a whiteboard scenario, and you have a subject that maybe you don't want to do yourself, but maybe you'd like to see explained, by all means, put it in the comments. If I know about it, I'll do it. If I don't, I'll research it, and we'll do a quick coffee, a guy, and a whiteboard. Until then, everybody stay safe, and remember, acknowledge everybody's point of view, and to include your own, things will go a lot further.